Hello and welcome to the Phil and Matt Show, your weekly roundup of what's going on in the modelling world and what we've been up to. How are we doing today, Matt? You all good?
I'm all good, yes. Yeah, lovely sunny day. Cold, but nice and dry and sunny.
Yes, it's Baltic here. Absolutely Baltic. For long-term members, you'll know we're still having building work done, and I do feel for them. Dealing in block work and brick and cement in this weather, where literally I brought in their empty teacups after yesterday and it had frozen in the bottom. Yeah, the dribbles, the dregs, was frozen in the bottom of the cup. That's how cold it is out there. So I do feel for them. And I must admit, to be honest, they finished about an hour ago because they've got as far as they can. They need stuff to dry. So they've gone home to lie in a hot bath, I would have thought, and thaw out. So
defrost.
Yes. Defrost. Yeah, having done some labouring work in my youth and stuff, I do feel for them. I couldn't do it now.
Not in winter. God,
no. Dealing in stone and stuff like that in winter. Like they literally were grabbing a load of blocks and stuff. And it comes on a craney thing. They lift it in, but they'd all frozen together. So they're there literally with a mallet whacking the big pile of blocks to get them to break open. You know, imagine a load of sausages when they frozen together. It's like that, getting it apart. It's like, oh my lord, that's bad.
Yeah.
So anyway, at least it's quiet because they finished. Because I've been out there with a saw most of the day. You know, it's like cutting and dust flying everywhere. So yes, all good. But no, really good week. I must admit, I've been pushing on thanks to Matt, who sent me down last week the figures. So finally, the diorama is done. Which has only taken us. I can't remember when did we view it? Was it June or July we recorded the shows?
It was hot, so it was June or hot. July. I think I came down when I just got the car, didn't I?
Yes, that was it. We had the new car, yeah.
So literally a week after I got the car, so I don't know when that was, but it was a nice hot day anyway, on a couple of days, weren't it? Which is good, like we said last week, to get it dry and baked out on the back, on the decking.
Yes,
and then obviously the figures
speed drying up.
Yeah, it did work, to be honest. It does help when it's nice and warm. But the figures, I've got so many done, and then one was straggling because he was going to be a tutorial. But then obviously we've come up with this new plan, which makes it a bit easier for me because I've got a 30-second figure to do a tutorial on. So I was like, well, over Christmas, I'll paint the last one, which was, you can see, with a pilot with his jacket over his shoulder, and then I sent them down to you with some other bits and bobs that you needed, weren't it? So yes, we're all good. So it's done, and you've obviously assembled it all.
It is finally assembled. So just to recap for everyone who hasn't seen it, if you pop over to the site, it is a free to watch video. Just go in video builds, scroll down, there's a big picture like this, click on that and you'll come in here, and it's a 4-part basics, because I've never done a diorama in my life, or not like this. And Matt showed me and brought down his equipment as well about doing it with foam cutters and stuff like that, which I do now own. I've got them now as well. So anyway, it's a 4-parter. You can go through, have a look down in here. And to be honest, this is about as far as we got with it, was, this picture down in here. So what has happened since, though, is that very nicely we've come along with this, sorry, wrong camera, is with him done. So yes, and luckily, through the power of Mod Podge, I've managed to glue all of this down. So it is now all finished and it is in. Oh, apart from that bit's not.
Glued that bit. I
haven't glued that bit. I haven't done it because I don't know where to put it, to be honest. It's one of those weird
ones. Do you know
ones.
what? I quite like where that's ended up. Just chucked on the back.
Just
leaning
a
up
bit of
against
scrap.
The bit in the back,
Yeah, that's it. Chuck it up. It's a bit of scrap. But yeah, so anyway, the rest of it I've all glued it down with the power of Mod Podge. So hopefully it's doing
Where's
the part.
the dog?
To be honest, I have got him. He's here, right? And I have painted him up, as you can see. He is done, and I've just given him a dry brush. And what I did think is that he'll be walking with his master just here, like that. That's how I was going to have him, as if he's like the pilot's dog and he's walking down the flight line with them all. That's how I envision it. But I haven't done him yet because I need to do a little bit more work because he's a bit shiny. I know he's got a glossy coat, but he's too shiny.
I was going to say, he does look a bit shiny, that dog.
Yeah, so I'm going to give him a wash and then a flat coat, I think, and he'll be all right. But yeah, so there we go. If we do it round in here, you can see here's our little pilot chap who's walking along here, and we've got our little maintainer who he's looking down. We've got the guy up at the fuel jerry can in his hand. You can see he's got it just down in there. Got another jerry can down, and we've got the various aircraft parts all around it as well to give it the right type of look to it. But
It
yeah,
looks
I
cool.
think it's actually it turned out really well. Actually, I must admit, it looks really nice, and with the
Yeah.
boom behind it, I think it just works really well.
Yes.
Me and Matt took inspiration when we were looking through the photos. I know a lot of you have probably heard this before, but we were. Comes that Chinook again. He's obviously done a loop and he's coming back. Just before we came on air, you can hear it. Don't know if you can hear that, but
Yes.
he's coming in hot. Literally,
God,
gonna
yeah,
get
that's
buzzed.
really loud.
Yeah, he's really low and he's moving quick. But yeah, so the thing is, he's going to come over us, I think. Oh no, he's going to go down the side. Tell by the sound. But yeah, so the thing is that when we were going through all these different parts with this, I didn't have a clue anything about it. And for us to turn out this as we did, I think just worked really, really well. It just sort of really popped to life and got very excited about it. And it's just that thing. You need to give yourself time to do these. You'd say, right, this next one I'm doing is a base. Because the base is more of a build sometimes than the aircraft. You know, by the time you've done all the bits to it and the figures and everything else, you'll spend more time doing that than you are actually building the aircraft itself. So, but thoroughly enjoyed it. Very nice. I want to do another one now. I'm itching to get on with another one.
Oh, we're doing one.
We
Aren't
are. Definitely.
We're in the
Yes, this is it.
process at the minute of doing and a bigger. It's going to be a little bit of a bigger version than that as well. So God knows where that's going to end up living, but it should be fun. Actually, I'm looking forward to this. If we can get it right and how it's envisioned in my head, how I think it should look. I think, to be honest, it's going to be a nice one. So we'll see. Just for anybody who thinking, the figures are ICM figures. They're the RAF.
Yes.
Pilot and ground crew, I think they are. There's a set of. Have you got them there? They've got the box top. Just for anybody, it's that set. And actually, the ICM figures are really nice. Again, 48 scale, but I think they do a lot in 30-second and stuff. So if you do want some sort of like aircraft personnel, because I know they do Luftwaffe, I think they do US Air Force or whatever, have a look at ICM because they do some really, really nice sets and nice sculpts as well. So, yeah.
Very nice indeed. But as you say, very happy how it turned out. It fits.
I think there is one disclaimer I have to say, because people will probably put it in chat. On the bench, obviously, there is a magazine holder.
Yes.
I think is that what you want to call it?
Yes. It's
I don't think it's quite for a Typhoon. It's for a Spitfire. It's not for a Typhoon. I think the Typhoon had bigger bullets than that. To be
bigger
honest,
bullets
shells.
than that, yes.
Bigger shells than that. Obviously, it's what came with the kit. So just it's suspend your reality.
Definitely.
But yeah,
But
it all adds to the scene, doesn't it?
it is, and that's what makes it. Again, it's one of those things. You could do a lot more with it. I wanted to keep it somewhat basic, like having an oil change or something. So, without going totally over to be like a workshop type finish and that. But no, very, very happy. So, if people are asking as well, this is obviously the the Tempest is from Edward's one, yes. And it's a really, really nice kit, very nice. And then obviously this one's got the Edward engine for it, and also it's got the cockpit bits and pieces as well. And I think we'll use the gear as well, because this has got the metal undercarriage, which, to be honest, I think is a must with anything that's gangly like this. It just strengthens everything up, and you don't have to worry about it then. And apart from that, everything else is stock onto it. So yeah, it was a fun build, nice fun project. But you say the video build for that aircraft is a separate one, and then obviously you got this one, and I will take some proper photos of this later on, and then I'll get them uploaded and put them on the site with it as well to finish it off. So yes,
There you go.
so it took about as long as it does Andy to do a build.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, the base we knocked up in a couple of days when I was down with you, so it actually didn't take that long. And a bit of shopping in between, weren't it, for supplies? For
supplies, yes.
Craft and down to Trago and wherever we ended up. But yeah, like I say, I think that's turned out all right for a first collab together. Like I say, I think the next one will up it a bit. We can raise the bar a little bit more, I think.
Well, I say the next one, as you say, is going to be a minimum of the size of an A2 cutting mat. So
yeah, I'd say so. We'll try and keep it compact, but yeah. Because that'd be how much more bigger is the Tiger Moth than that?
Well, I've got the Gladiator, and the Gladiator is a lot bigger than that. The Gladiator is probably the same size as overall of this, and the Tiger Moth I think is about the same. Obviously, I have the set kit, which I'll be starting literally tomorrow. Got a full day tomorrow, so I'm on this tomorrow. So I can make a start. Obviously, we've got various things, but looking just a quick live at the wingspan. So the wingspan is, I tell you what, the wingspan's about the same
All right.
as this. It's not a great deal, maybe a little bit more. But as you know, ICM kits are pretty basic, which is nice as I go through. But Matt is sending me down for this one. We've got the look set for it. Is it look or the zoom set? No, look set. So that space set, that's the one. I get confused between zoom, space, look. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so that one comes with the instrument panels, which are 3D printed, which is nice, and the harnesses, because let's face it, it needs it. I'm not going to be going to town on the engine and all the rest of it, because me and Matt have got it in our mind that it's just parked up. The plane is on the top. We're going to have it like a tiered system, and it's going to be slightly higher, windsock, white picket fence, proper 1938 look.
30s, England, yes.
England,
Home
yes.
counties of England in the
home
30s.
Home counties,
isn't it?
yes. There'll be a cricket match playing somewhere in the background with children laughing.
Tea and biscuits.
Tea and biscuits, or tea and tiffin, isn't it? So, that's the sort of idea we've got with it, and then some figures around. Obviously, it'll be looking like the car is with the plane, and all things like that. So, but yes, that's
planning,
the big
but
one.
we're gonna have to get some bigger foam board, mate.
Do you know what?
Can you ask your builders when they come
Can we get a giant chunk
for some XPS insulation foam, because we're going to need it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will ask them, because to be honest, literally as soon as we finish our job, they've done a new build, so they'll have loads of that. I would have thought.
As long as it's XPS insulation, that's what you need, because it's easy to cut, but it's dense and it's quite strong. You don't then need like bloody polystyrene rubbish that's flaky and that. XPS, like what we've got, the blue foam that we've got from Amazon and stuff, but the boards.
Yes, the big stuff.
It'll be fun. Look forward to it.
Nice. It'll be a good one with that. But anyway, I'm starting with that one literally tomorrow. Hopefully part one of that will be up for members. That'll be up on Friday as we go through. It depends. I'm going to have to do it slightly out of sequence until the look set turns up, because I can't put the cockpit together till the look set's in, or space set I should say is in. So, but I can do things like engine and wings and all the other bits and pieces. I can do it, so I'll do it slightly out of order just to keep things moving along. And again, then next week I'm straight on with the B25 as well. So at the moment I'm just doing tax and VAT as well. So it's that time of the year. Get them out of the way, finish this off, and we're good to go.
Just after Christmas, as usual, when nobody's got any money, let's get the VAT and tax
literally,
bill.
VAT and tax bill on the 31st it's due, and it's like brilliant, just with your skin. So, yes. Yeah. Anyway, we're all there, getting there nicely. So, I know I've been a bit slack on the builds, because literally I'm built for a month. I know Matt said, was the last time you've had an empty desk for a month? Never in my entire life have I not had anything on the go. But I have been doing other things. I've been playing with the Y-Wing as well, the giant resin one, because I've got to get some metalwork for the interiors, and it doesn't tell you what size you need. So I've mocked up it together just to make sure we get the right diameters for the metalwork for the inside. So get that sorted and on order, and then we'll be starting on that as well. So for the moment, nothing's really happening, but trust me, by next week, everything's going to be happening, and we'll be full on into it. So, good job. It is. So, what have you been up to, Matt?
So, in light of our little project, I've been doing, obviously, for new people, I'm building this. So, this is a little car that's going on the Diorama.
Yeah.
The old MG K3 Magnet.
Very nice.
Supercharged.
It is, yeah.
Properly supercharged. 1100cc. Well, proper rapid this was it back in its day, weren't it? You were telling me.
It was. A viewer of ours messaged me after, I think it was last week's show, and said that thing was 400 brake horsepower and went like an absolute rocket. So look at the exhaust out the back.
I was going to say, look at that. Look, it's got the old
the rear
tail.
Yeah.
Exhaust. You might not burn yourself when you get in, eh? Off the
that's
exhaust.
it. Yeah, you take the inside of your thigh off.
But yeah, it's like I say, it is an older kit, but actually it's really nice. I presume, looking at this as well, this was when it first released in the 70s. I apologise about my internet today. It's having a bit of a blip. So, yeah, I've gone with that. So I've got the chassis together and the flooring, as you can see.
Very nice.
And then I've got all my other bits and bobs in my little box here. So obviously I need to do a bit of painting. Wheels are together. I need to get the wheels sort of sanded down. Clear parts are off. So all the main bits really. I've just been doing a bit of sub-assemblies as you do. Seats are, again, all ready for paint and primer. So I'm going to get me blocks of wood and double-sided tape and mount up, and then start getting some paint on it. So it shouldn't take too long to put together. Just not decided on a colour yet. What do you reckon? Red, white or blue?
I would say red, because the plane's going to be silver.
Or green.
Well, what?
Like a
Doing the
British
old racing green? Yes.
Well, Brunswick green, apparently. There's a Brunswick green, obviously a red one. I was looking on the internet for, pictures of them. Well, obviously there's the nice blue one that you can get on the box.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do need to pick a colour to complement the silver.
Well, I was just thinking, because obviously there's going to be a lot of grass around on it, isn't it? And we need a contrast colour so it captures
blue or red.
The look. Could it be blue or red, isn't it? Yeah.
So we'll go red.
I think red, and I
think
red.
Red, I agree with you. We'll do a red. We'll do a red one. There's quite. Do you know what? Even X7 would be nice. There's a few nice reds, something like that. Yeah, I think red. To be honest, as well. Now, thinking about the colour composition. To be honest with you, what colours on the whatchamacallit, like the tailband? Is it yellow?
With this one, it doesn't actually have one as such. It just has the yellow tailband on the tail. Obviously, it's standard RAF markings, and it's got the red, white, and blue on the actual rudder. But yeah, apart from that, I do believe, let's just check the old instructions, but that's about it. As in colour on this thing, because obviously there's two versions, but it's a later one. It's got the camo and the yellow all over it. Yeah, so with me, it literally, if I just re-grab the camera. It's going to be that. So,
oh, right, yeah.
So it doesn't even have a yellow tail. I thought it did.
It doesn't. No, it does nothing, does it? So.
Hey, look, discrepancy, because I'm pretty sure there's yellow there. Look down the side of him.
Yeah, I thought that is. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, that's not his parachute. That's a yellow band they've got on there, but they've decided.
It's got yellow at the top of the wings. Hey.
No, nothing on this
one. Just go back to that box top a minute, Phil.
Oh yeah, see this one showed it yellow on the tops of the wings as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the yellow band, isn't it?
Ah, yeah, they've changed their mind though by the time they got to this.
Yeah, obviously. Oh well.
And it is the same markings on the tail. It is 2579. So yeah,
with do a bit of research just in case.
I might have a look just in case, because it looks like it's got the yellow bands underneath. The sort of RAF trainer bands. So, yes, I will. We'll do definitely a bit of research. Because obviously, if anyone knows, shout it out in the comments underneath the show.
Yeah.
And we can definitely have a look. So, yes. Yeah. Anyway, he's looking nice.
So the other project is obviously the 222 is finished. I'm just doing the base now. I'm going to do the figures. It's going to be a bit of a cliche base, I'm going to have to say, for a desert scene. I was trying to think of something a bit more dramatic and exciting. But we'll keep it simple for this, as it's a simple Tamiya kit from the 70s.
Yeah.
Again, just XPS foam, cut on the hot wire cutter and shaped, and then these are 3D printed figures. So obviously you've got the pointing German, as you do. So he's going to be resting on there. I can't get him to rest, and then the other guy's going to be sitting in the turret, and they're going to be looking yonder at sand or whatever they were looking at and pointing. But actually, for the 3D rendered figures, are actually really quite nice, because these were originally 1/16 figures, and I've shrunk them to obviously 1/35. So I'll do a little tutorial on painting DAC figures as well. At least one of them will, get filmed. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that, and that's what I've been up to. Oh, I'm building tracks, but they're not here; they're at home. So that's for another show. But 3D printed track, and actually they're all right. They get together really well. So yeah, productive actually. Quite into it.
I've been 3D printing again today, but unfortunately, as we found out just before we started this, schoolboy error. I forgot to put the build plate in, because it's a magnetic one, and it hasn't been used since just before Christmas. It's Christmas Eve last time it did a run, and I cleaned it all and everything so it's ready to go, and then I forgot to put the build plate in. So it's like it's been trying to print onto a piece of rubber, with a magnetic sheet. So consequently, it's just done 2.5 hours of something, and got nowhere. So I'll be cleaning it after we do this, and peeling it off and making sure it's all okay, recalibrate, reset, and try again. So, but yes, never mind. So yes, fear not, everyone. The holders and the nozzles and stuff will be back in stock shortly. So eventually.
Bit of a lesson learned there, isn't it?
Yeah, schoolboy error. I'd say it's that thing. 'Cause I haven't used it for a while. I was just like, oh yeah, warm up the resin, pop it in, go. Yeah, forgot that bit. So never mind.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Never mind.
Okay, in other news, things that are going on at the moment, we've just heard, it obviously has come in, at last, is the long-awaited Buccaneer. So
Yes.
this is the Airfix's second release of their Buccaneer. This is obviously the S2V version, or the RAF version, after we had the Navy one as our initial release. And yeah, very nice it is too. So we were saying about the box art. I saw the box art at Telford, but I never took any photos of it, so I was more excited about the Gannet.
Yes.
But yes, very, very nice all the way through. And as you can see, there's some nice options for this one, the old build-up photos. So you've got this one with the sort of halfway wraparound with the sort of sky underneath, or you've got this one here with the full wraparound as well, which is very nice as well.
Your favourite, that, isn't it?
It is. I do love wraparound camo. I think it's really, really nice. Fully loaded with Sea Eagle missiles as well. And we know, because obviously we spoke to Pramjit about this one a lot, and apparently they gave him a lot of headaches, these missiles, to be honest. And but yeah, so anyway, fully loaded up with all of those, as you can see, right the way through. And as well, I thought it may have been a little bit of a third option on a boxing, but it didn't. They have released it as part of this one. So down in here, obviously, you've got the oh god, what was the operation called? Oh god, I've forgotten it.
Granby.
Granby, that was it. Operation Granby from the First Gulf War. Down in here with the Buccaneers being used for lasing purposes. So yeah, was it?
What good job it did.
The podders. It did very good, considering it literally was on its knees at that point.
I was about to say, do you think if it wasn't for that sort of conflict that we would remember the Buccaneer so fondly?
Probably not. You're right, because it never was used in anything.
No.
As in military-wise, and obviously from a worldwide point of view, it was only us, and was it South Africa had them as well, if I remember rightly?
Yeah, South Africa.
That was it. Nobody else had the Buccaneer. Yeah, it's actually a really, really cool aircraft. If you ever get to go round one, I highly recommend it. Because just to see the main gear on its own, there's nothing delicate about it. It's literally like just tree trunks, for gear. And it's just one of those big practical. And obviously it's got a sliding roof. None of this hinging up or to the side. Proper like forward and back roof onto it as well. So, yeah, very nice as well. And this is the one is the red flag, hence it's got the red star on it. So yes, very nice indeed. So again, really nice to see that one come out. And again, so you've got your 4 options down in there as well. So yes, very, very nice indeed.
And so, just to say, they're very loud when they start them up. They are incredibly loud. We had a run up at Elvington when they did the engine days and taxiing and taxi days, and they've got a Buccaneer there. And God, it's loud when they start them things up. I forgot from when I was a kid going to air shows how loud they are. But very cool, I have to say. It's a cool bit of kit, a Buccaneer, and obviously the RAF one's the one everybody really wanted, isn't it? It's the fat-bellied one.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Got the big belly on it. So
ours ones from PM are winging their way to us as we speak. So pre-orders, obviously, guys who are members have got the name down. Pre-orders, you'll be getting an invoice this week, and as soon as they're in, the sticker will be on them with your address, and they'll be on their way to you. So happy days, another one in and out, hopefully. Yeah, all good.
Excellent. In other ones as well, we spoke about this last week, but I've got some pictures to show you as well. As I said before, we have seen, was it Hobby Boss did the Skyhawk?
Hobby Boss has done the Skyhawks, yeah.
But I must admit, I wasn't that... Yeah, let's face it, it's got quite good competition, this one, from back in the day. Very much the classic Hasegawa 48 scale one was sort of legendary of its time and has held up incredibly well. Because it's still, I think, better than the Hobby Boss one. And again, it's just that there's lots of aftermarket available for it, and it's just really on par. And it's a really, really nice kit. And then again, this one popped along, and at the time it was like, oh, hello, new one. It'd be interesting to see what it's like. And actually, this one looks very nice indeed. The way that they've actually done the breakdown, usual thing, you can have the electronics hump on the top and not, but this one's got everything. Obviously, it's got the brake system, or the speed brake and that, but also it's got this trifold, I'm calling this, I don't know if that's the official name for it, but the trifold nose section, which all lifts up to expose the various electronic geometries inside. So, but again, so you can have it just with the nose a little bit up, or you could have obviously with all 3 up as well to show it as well, which obviously it hasn't been an option we've seen before. So that's very nice indeed. And again, you've got the speed brakes, which are sort of split flaps on these, which open top and bottom on the wings down in here for the flaps, and obviously speed brakes at the back. And I assume all of these are posable the way that they've coloured them separately as well for down. But it does look to make up to be something very, very nice, and something that I've actually got quite excited about, because I actually do like the old Skyhawk, very fond of it. It's a cool looking jet at the end of the day. And again, if you can open it up like with that, and obviously down in here, you've got some engineer bits as well opened up on panels. I think it looks really, really nice. So, and from what we've seen really of Model Factory, they've really just hit the floor absolutely running. And just going away with it, because we've seen some really, really nice stuff from theirs. Definitely, obviously, with the Corsair and that. Be nice to see what a jet looks like. So,
Definitely. I say nice boarding ladder as well, isn't there? Boarding ladder with it is another one for a diorama, I think, for some maintenance and stuff.
Yes, definitely.
You know,
yeah, absolutely.
As I'm with you, I quite like the Sky Up. I think it's a cool looking aeroplane.
It is, and what's nice as well, they've done the FOD covers with the big poles for it as well.
Yeah.
So again, you've got all the little details to make up for a little diorama base, or just not. But I think this one is definitely going to now be a step up from what we've seen with the Hasegawa one. We might be handing off the old mantle, but you say, don't get me wrong, I love the Hasegawa kit. I've built loads of them over the years, and they are just really, really nice kits. Go together really well, fantastic level of detail. And again, there's a ton of aftermarket for them, and you can go through that. So again, you can have it with the spine at the back, so you could probably do a little bit of backdating with it as well. But very nice to see that one. So very much looking forward to it.
The one thing as well, that obviously it's fully riveted by the looks of that as well. So
yes, yeah, definitely.
Which obviously the excuse me, sneezing. The Hasegawa one isn't, is it? And I don't know if the Hobby Boss one is or isn't. I've never seen Hobby Boss one. So
yeah,
I'll tell you what I do like about that as well. That box art's ace.
The box art's ace. He's just dumping off the fuel tank, you know, and obviously he's got some snakes on here and some rockets as well, some hydras. So it is a very, very cool scheme.
Which again, nice. Sorry, it's not me picking on Far Eastern companies, but sometimes their box art can be a bit suspect, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely.
Can be a bit sort of hit and miss, but I think, like I say, the Corsair as well has got nice box art. So I think Magic Factory's actually took heed of other companies and gone, you know, it sells at the end of the day.
It does, absolutely.
Box art, still, whether it's you go into a shop or you're buying on the internet, can sell a product.
Yes,
100% I'm behind that. So
yeah. But no, I think, you know, you're quite right, because again, we've spoken about this on other shows, that people will say, box arts are, you know, it's not like you're walking in a shop and you need to stand out, because if you're looking for it, I think that's rubbish, because people browse with their eyes. And again, I'm not being funny, when I saw this, because this was the first thing I saw about it, was this particular image, I was like, oh wow, that's nice. And it's a Skyhawk, and it was like, wow, and it made me interested in to go and have a look further at it. You know, where I would say, if it's not, you know, really grabbing you're not really going to go after it. But definitely very, very nice. And I just love the way it's literally just popped off the drop tank.
Yes.
So it's just very smart. I could have done it with it just attached, but just to be popping it off right there, you know, before he goes in, obviously his wingman or lead, whichever one's going down first, has dropped his already. So yeah, very, very cool. Very nice indeed.
Look forward to that. Again, we'll have that up on. Sorry, mate. We'll have that up on a pre-order as soon as we get prices and dates, really, for the Flory members, if you want one of them. So yeah. Yes,
definitely. The other one, which is due out this month, is the JJ7A, which is like the two-seat Chinese version of the MiG-21. From what I can tell, the only difference is it's got twin tails at the bottom. It's got tails like the F-16 has them down there. Instead of having one on the tail, it has two. But again, you know, straightforward. If you want to do something a little bit different, this is definitely for you. Yeah, look, it's got the ventral tails are split each side. So, yes, very nice as well. But generally, as I say, it always makes you laugh when they do these fit ones. I always think, who put this together? Because if I was doing it for my photos, I'd make sure it lined up a little bit better. But hey, perhaps they've just bunged it together. I assume this is a test shot and they've just chucked it together.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful that this nose ring does line up slightly better than it did in this one.
I'm looking at that nose ring, thinking exactly the same as you, thinking that's a tiny little bit out, isn't it? So
I'm hopeful that it's on the top side. There's a reason that this hasn't quite fitted. Otherwise, you might need to take a little bit out of here just to shrink that in a bit. But it did make me laugh when I saw this. I was thinking at the time, you think you would do it. I appreciate it's probably a sprue tab cut off and stuff, but yeah, this is obviously just one of the test shots right the way through. It looks to be a little bit of burring as well, but again, I'm not going to read too much into this because I've been caught before. But yeah, it's all there. Say something a little bit different. And again, they've done that thing where the framing work, they've gone to the panel line, not the glass work, which is quite nice.
Yes.
But yeah. Interesting. Very interesting.
I'm just looking at the seats and the wheels. They're 3D printed.
I think it's because it's a test shot, and I think it's
Yes.
Pito at the front ears had an
Oh.
accident.
It's
But
it's a bit bent.
when I saw these at the time, I was like, "Do you really? Nobody checked this at all, did they?" But yeah, I must admit, I think where they laid it over to check it, they bent it and then they've turned it over this way. But I assume what they've done is the seats they've done separately to it. But it does come though with a mast set.
There you go.
So,
So that's,
we were talking about this.
Yeah,
All the
Yeah.
trumpeter stuff literally seems to be all of it now coming with mast set. So Hobby Boss haven't gone that route quite yet, which being I thought they were the same, it would do, but apparently not on that one. So, but yeah, interesting. The other thing as well, we've got the which is basically it's an AMRAAM missile on a ground platform defense system as well. That's due out this month as well. So as you can see, if you're into your sort of SAM systems and air defense units, something very nice. And I say something different. I've got the Iron Dome here to put together at one point.
Yes.
And, but yeah, if you want something like its big brother, very nice as well. So that's down in here. So if you want to grab them, apparently they are due out this month. So you should be able to get those very, very shortly as well. So watch this space. All right. The other thing, which is something we've spoken about a lot, is this engine for the Corsair. So this is Model Factory have done. We spoke about it. They did the Chippendales ground crew set.
yeah, they did Magic Mike, didn't they?
Magic Mike, yeah, that's it. Ground crew set for it. Now they've obviously done the engine, but like me and Matt were discussing earlier, this engine is just shows you how far 3D printing is going and coming, and how like literally all the wiring and everything is done, and it's in here already. And again, it just looks absolutely fantastic when it's in place in situ, that you don't have to go around and do the usual bits
There they go.
for it. There's the actual crew coming on. I love the way that they've done that with the actual plank with the pin in to do it, so you can actually work on the engine, because it is a real thing, and it's nice that they've done it. So, but yeah, you've got the crew, but this engine is literally off the chart when it comes to 3D printing. I think it's just literally so nice. So you say you've got the cow flaps all open down in there, but the way that the wiring is done, and in this protective 3D printed in one box, so nothing gets knocked. Yes, you've got to get it off the sprues. Yes, you're going to have to be incredibly careful when you cut these all away that you don't break anything. But to be honest, I do a lot of 3D printing, Matt does as well. It's not as fragile as you think. It's quite robust, this stuff. And if it does break, drop a super glue, stick it back on, and you're done. You're away. You know, it's just like normal resin. But the way that they've actually done this engine, as there's a picture of the real thing, but there we go, with all the plug leads all in place, is just fantastic.
It saves a lot of work.
Absolutely, yeah, saves a lot of work. But it is absolutely beautifully done. As I say, you've got the kit engine, and then obviously you've got the 3D one after it. Exhausts are in place as well, because they're always a nightmare to line
I
up.
was about to say the exhausts as well. Look at them; they look excellent, don't they? Like I say, it's just plug and play, isn't it? Really, cut it off supports, clean it up, and paint it, and stick it on.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's made again. Another future candidate for a little base, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So
as I say, it's very interesting, because I never thought Magic Factory would do this. I thought it was going to be they were going to just be a manufacturing company, but if they're going to do aftermarket bits for their own kits like this, I just think it really is really nice. And when you see it in detail like this, you just say it's like, wow, that's really really sharp, very nice indeed.
Yeah, bit of a must now. I reckon if you've got the Magic Factory Corsair, I think that engine and the detail set is kind of very tempting, I think.
Yes, yeah. I assume this is the one at Duxford, because we saw this one at Duxford being torn apart, very similar to that when we were last there, Matt, for Dax.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, some nice reference photos as well to go along with it. But generally, I just think it's very, very nice.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
totally agree.
Very
Good
nice. But it's
addition.
nice as well. They've done a load of reference photos for it as well. So, cool. Very, very good.
And I tell you what, as well with Corsairs, if you do a bit of hunting around the internet, you can get some like really inspirational photos of them when they were obviously being used and how weathered and battered, and you just go to town with them, can't you? Really, because they want many that were pristine. Put it that way.
No, definitely not. And the other thing, like we were saying before, the Pratt Whitney 2800 engine, the radial, which is called the Wasp, wasn't it? I think it was, or the double Wasp they called it, was used on everything. It was used on a lot. I'm sure Catalina's had them and stuff. So I pretty much think you could probably take this engine and use it on other kits as well. Obviously, exhausts might be different and stuff like that. But for generally, if you want the face of one like it, it will be very, very nice. So you've got a 48 scale engine for other stuff as well. Yeah. Very, very nice indeed. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Good job. So by the time you've got your kit, you've got your crew, you've got your, obviously the Magic Mike factory down in there, and they're going to be calling them, and your engine and stuff. Yeah, really, really nice, because it's a nice kit in the first place. So, yes. Cool. Very, very nice. But yeah, so they're things that took our eye this particular week. And hopefully in about an hour and a half's time, we'll be hearing what Airfix are doing. And people have asked, will we be doing a live reaction video? No, I'm not that bad. Seriously.
No, or desperate.
Or desperate, yeah. So, yes. But we will obviously talk about it on next week's show. If there's something interesting. There might not be. It might be like a damp squid. But don't know. They might be telling us at last they're doing their Wessex. If they're doing their Wessex, I'll be happy.
Well,
or a Jaguar.
Or Tonka. You never know, do you? We'll have to see.
We know the ones we want. We want a Wessex. We want a Jaguar. We'd like a Tonka Tornado. That'll be our choices for it. If we get them or not, we'll have to wait.
I'd like a 48 Hampton, to be honest, because that would get me out of
I'd like a 48 Halifax whilst they're at it as well. But yeah, we are committed to that.
Get us out of the hole we've dug ourselves.
Yes.
Just before we move on to PM stuff, I thought, obviously, with the Trumpy announcements that are coming out, obviously there's been a bit of a drip feed of other things that we will touch on when we know more about them, but obviously you might have seen the videos and stuff of what's potentially coming out, and some interesting stuff. Obviously the 190s in 24th and 32nd potentially could be good ones. That was the A's as well, because they've done the D's in 24th. A Fairy Battle in 48th, which again, interesting. Yeah. And one of your personal favourites is the Viking. So they're doing an S3 Viking, is it? Possibly 32nd and 72nd?
Which, I must admit, when I heard that, I was like, having just built the 48 scale one, and it's a lump, let's face it. It's not just a thin plane with wings. It's like a barrel, this thing. It's like a chunk. So to do it in 32nd, you think how big a Sky Raider is in 32nd, because that's a chunky lump, and like an Intruder is. The Viking, or the Hoover it's commonly known, is going to be a massive chunk. I think it'd be absolutely lovely. But my point is that many, many years ago, going back, this is the old squiggly line, Scooby-Doo moment, but back in the day, obviously they were very much into the big stuff. This is like just in the early 2000s and stuff. And they were working on, as we know, obviously the Intruder was doing, and at the same time they were doing the Jaguar and a Buccaneer in 32nd, and it's like they never happened, and now a Viking comes along, and I'm just thinking, why not do the other two? Because a Jaguar in 32nd would be lovely, don't get me wrong, and obviously a Buccaneer in 32nd, that's like down the trouser moment, isn't it? But it's like, literally, it's a little bit of wee comes out with that one, but it's one of those things, you've got those great kits, and then they come out with a Viking, and it's like, I would love to sit on the board where the bit where they turn around, and they've probably got bits of paper, mind you, it's probably PowerPoint presentations now, with all the aircraft there. So this year, gentlemen, we're planning on doing this one, and this one. It's like, well, we won't do that one, that really well-known, everybody wants one kit. We won't do this one because they all want that one as well. But what we're going to do is a Viking in 32nd, which is a little bit nichey. I'd build it, absolutely, but I just think it, with all the great aircraft that are out there that haven't been touched, and they go for that.
Well, like I say, it's definitely different, isn't it?
Yes. They do pay for questions at Parliament? Yeah, I know it's supposed to, but apparently it goes on a lot. That's what they need to do at these places, and I'll pay for them to sort of ask the question, why aren't we doing a Jaguar, gentlemen? Why aren't we doing all these other great aircraft? But yeah, so...
But fair play to Trumpeter for going back to 32nd, because they left it for a hell of a long time, didn't they?
Time.
They dabbled in it a little bit with the MiG-29s, and obviously the Devastator came out after being announced years ago, weren't it? The Devastator, and that's supposed to be a really nice kit. So it's nice to see him actually going back into that. And a 72nd Viking, let's be honest, is literally Hasegawa. I can't think we can count the old Airfix one in this sort of conversation, can we? So we'll say the Hasegawa one, and that's old. Let's be honest, that's not new. So again, they're doing the S3. With Trumpeter as well, they are going to go through the board of Vikings, shall we say, of whichever, the one you built probably in early ones and all the other stuff. So one with the radome nose and eye-vis and all the fancy artwork on it and stuff. So yeah, I think it's good. Again, like I say, Fury of Battle, that's very left field. I know they did the Fulmar.
I was going to say, do you think that's off the back of the Fulmar? Because obviously did the Fulmar, test the waters, bring out the battle.
Yeah. Well, I think there's similarities between both the planes. Not a lot, I don't think, but I think there is. So we'll see anyway. We'll see with that. But again, a Fury of Battle, you'd think that'd be an Airfix thing. If anybody would, it'd be an Airfix kit, wouldn't you? And you never know. We might get one announced in the, by the time you watch this show and they've done, you never know, do you? But again, fair play to them. I know Trumpeter get bashed a bit for accuracy and all this, that, but they are very left field with what they bring out. They're not sort of run of the mill, are they? No. And they're like the British stuff in 48 as well. The Wyvern. What else did they do? Obviously the Fulmar. But what's that plumbing thing that was supposed to take over from an albacore?
Yeah,
that was it, isn't it? From the swordfish.
Yeah.
I would have thought of doing one of them.
If you look at Trumpeter back down there, because they did the Swift, they did the Attacker, they did all those ones, and it was like, wow, that's just left field stuff that no one, unless you're British, let's face it, it's probably never even heard of it, let alone seen one. And they were knocking them out. And as you say, they did loads of other stuff, that sort of, World War II, especially naval, and then obviously after the war, and they were knocking them out left, right, and centre, wasn't it? And then it just stopped.
Yeah.
And now it's back again. It's a bit like get rid of COVID last sort of 3-4 years, and now they're sort of back to doing exactly what they used to do. We used to get kit releases almost every month with Trumpeter, wasn't it? Back in the day, and
pretty much a lot.
Their sister company being Hobby Boss, between the both of them, you had something every month. So
because the other thing, obviously, with Hobby Boss as well, I reckon they will be the one to do the 48 Viking when it comes out. They're going to do all scales of it because that's what they do. But whichever brand it comes out under, and probably it'll be more Hobby Boss than Trumpeter for that, I think. But I think eventually we will get a new 48 tool Viking as well, so which will be nice. Let's be honest, the one you built, the old Esky ones, showing its age a bit, long in the tooth. But so obviously when we get more info and more sort of pictures and more when perhaps dates and stuff, then obviously we'll bring it to you.
Absolutely,
bring you the news, won't we? Obviously, the other thing as well is Edward's 72nd P51. So again, we'll touch on this in a different show, but again, it's obviously that time of year, beginning of January, when the releases start to come out and people sort of drip feed you a bit, don't they? So the only thing I'm a little bit disappointed about is apparently our B26 Marauder has been put back in March.
Oh, is it? Oh, release. Right, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, not January. I thought it was end of January originally, but apparently it's been moved to March now. So
okay.
Yeah, it's a shame, but there you go. It gives you a chance to clear these few out of the way.
Get these out of the way, then I can get straight on with it. Yeah, I can do a B25 and then
people do your mass set.
Yes. Yeah, got time to get the mass sets in for it, definitely. Yeah. So, yes. Yeah. In other sad news, we were obviously, like a lot of people, quite shocked to hear with Hattons are closing. Now, if you don't know Hattons, they've been around for 77 years, wasn't it, we were saying? And they're actually closing. Now, obviously, they're not massively known for us in the scale modelling world with, planes and armour. But if you're into your trains, railroad stuff, you would have heard about them. They've been going a long, long time. And it's one of those companies where you would say they were just, too big to fail almost. Or, just you would always expect them to be there. It's that sort of matriarch of the companies that are around. But obviously got the email yesterday saying that they're actually closing down and having a closing down sale and stuff like that. And I must admit, I was absolutely shocked. It'd be the equivalent of Hattons going for us on our side of it. And as I say, my partner is massively into trains, and her late father probably spent pretty much a kidney there with stuff over the years. But yeah, they are obviously used to know them and use them all the time and things like that for their side of things. And so I must admit, it came as quite a shock. So they will be sadly missed, I think.
Be a loss to the landscape, won't it? Really, when
they will be,
the wrap, especially like say for the rail guys and stuff. Who I say it must be a bit of an institution for them. I think between them and Rails of Sheffield, I think they that biggest all the train. distributors or sellers or whatever in the UK. So so Yeah.
So yeah, very sad to see those goes, but as you say, if you are into it, you might want to pop over to their site because they've got a sale on at the moment, obviously for liquidating a lot of their stock. So yes. In other major news, which we have to cover, because the long-awaited final release is here of the PM Models range of SMS paints. Premium edition is now available and is live on the site. Poor old Andy has been slaving away behind a hot keyboard for the best part of 2 months on this.
Yes, there's a lot there. So let's just put this into perspective. What we're doing, this is a bit of a soft launch. So normally when you get a paint rack, you get all of it. Okay, you are stocked. But with SMS, thankfully, we can sort of cherry pick what we want for the time being. So what we're doing is, obviously, we could only get what's in stock at our supplier. But we're starting off with the aircraft range, and then we're going to just build it up gradually over the next few months and add to it every time we do an order. We'll put to it. We've got some more other colours coming in again at the back end of this week. We've actually got the paint rack coming in, which I'm hopefully will be here tomorrow, the proper paint rack. And we're just going to build it up. So these are acrylic-based lacquers, I think.
Yes.
And like I say, we've got the RLM colours in, some US. I think that some of the RF are out of stock, but obviously when they're back in, we will be getting the range in, the full range as much as we need, shall we say, because they do a lot of stuff that I don't think we need to carry as a company. But obviously the armour and the aircraft range, and obviously the primers, the thinners, and other bits and bobs in between, the clear coats as well, we will be stocking. So, yes. So SMS paints, like I say, is now a go. Like I say, if it's not on there now, it will be eventually when we get it in. Shall put it that way. So,
but,
yes.
So keep an eye out for it because the range will just now continue to expand. As soon as stuff comes back into stock with our supplier, then obviously we'll be getting the stocks in with it as well. And so there is some noticeable gaps in here at the moment, but hopefully we'll get those filled pretty much straight away. So we'll get them all sorted and stuff. But as and when they come in, we'll be straight with you with that one.
So for those who don't know, sorry mate, just say people who don't know what SMS paint is. It's a already thinned paint, so it's just a good stir up, put in your airbrush and spray it.
Yes, so it's pre-thin lacquer basically, ready to go, straight out of the bottle, shake it to wake it, and then give it a good old stir, good old mix. Make sure you do it properly, and then you can go. And it's very thin. So think MRP and all the other people who do them very much similar to this. This is their version of it. As I say, I'm hopefully going to get some here soon, and I'll be giving them a little bit of a test. I'll probably use them on anger on something. And have a go with them as well. So, but yeah, a lot of people have been asking for these over the last few months. So we'd like to get in what you guys want. So we thought, right, we'll take the plunge and get in the set. So
so there we go. All good.
So yes, but anyway, you can find them on the store. Literally, just pop onto the store, scroll down a bit, and then obviously part of our paints, as you can see across the top with all the others. Now we've got the new section down in here. But as I said, just keep an eye on it. It will expand. Just as soon as we get new stuff in, it will go as well. But again, that goes along with all the other ones that we've got down in here as well for everybody else's. So, obviously your Tamiyas and your Hobby Bosses and Lacquers and, everything else.
Yes.
So, yes. All the ones down in there. As I say, don't forget we've got 12% off all model kits now, everything. So whereas before we used to do specials and it was 10% off, this is our new pricing structure right the way through. So we don't actually have a specials area anymore because everything's a special. So literally you can pick out any manufacturer you like, anyone you like down in here. So say you're over in Airfix or something, and straight away it's already done. So if you're worried about the prices, that's it. So the retail price on it's $33.99, and we've got it up at $29.49 as well with your 12% discount already added. All right, so there's no coupon codes or anything else to put in. It is straightforward. Do it just like that. All right.
Yep.
Down in there, obviously new arrivals, which is what Matt's going to show you right now, if I've queued him up correctly. Oh, wrong one.
My back up.
Seamless.
There we are.
There we
Seamless. Go. That I've got to say, obviously, the old off tracks. I know we got a batch in before. We never got quite our full allocation, so everybody's now been obviously invoiced, and literally, I think everybody's pretty much paid. To be honest, there might be a few stragglers, but again, this is a kit which was, I think it was 1975. It was first tooled. So it's lovely. A proper vintage one, but actually it's 20, whatever price it is. I think it's $21.99 is full retail. Obviously, we've got it a bit less than that. But this is just a classic. I remember building this back in the day when I got into armour, and this one is actually mine. I'm holding one back because you're not going to get them again, apparently. What's come in, I don't think it'll be back again. So unfortunately, we've sold out of the M16, which is obviously the gun one, which is a very, very popular one. We've got a mortar one and obviously the troop carrier one. But yes, it's a bit of a favourite of mine. One of these off tracks, really, the old M3A2. So if you want one, I would suggest you grab one pretty quick, because again, these was fetching stupid money second hand. It was a really sought after kit, and I don't know if like somebody twigged on and thought, oh, we can make a bit of money out of this. But why it's a limited, I don't know. It don't say limited on it. But from what I've heard, again, whether it's true or not, but it's probably not going to come back in for a while. So,
so
again, for the price I've got.
So at the moment, the other one as well, obviously, is this one, which is obviously the Malta one. There's the M21 as well, with a crew for it as well. And again, when you're talking about £19.80, technically, for a kit, it is an absolute bargain. Total bargain. And it's what we love about Tamiya's pricing structure is they don't turn around like other companies, like Revell, and say, oh, it's a 70 quid kit now. They tend to keep it as what it would be. So again, when we were talking about this kit for a long time last year, especially, it is such a really nice kit all the way through. But when you look at the price, it's a complete no-brainer. It is just absolutely stupid. So if you do fancy getting one, anyway, grab them quickly. And as I said, if you're doing the pre-orders, get it, because, that's it. Pay your bill, get them sent to you, and then stick it in your stash, because I don't think you're going to see it.
Okay, Bill.
Not in my lifetime.
Do you know what? We were on about 44 builds last week, and I was sort of, do you know what? That's jumping out now for that, with a little base.
Yes,
It kind of gets the juices flowing. The other two, I like them, but I was struggling to get a bit. I found one for probably the King Tiger, a bit of inspiration, but I think, to be honest with you, I think this might just jump the queue a little bit now. It's it's just cool. I like off tracks. I've got a real soft spot for German off tracks and this one as well, US one, different versions of. So I just think they're a cool bit of machinery, aren't they?
Yeah, no,
and I actually know where there's a real one of these. To be honest, parked up. I'm not going to tell you, but yes, it was a place where I used to have an old unit when I lived down in Nottingham, and they had one there, covered in tarpaulin. But yeah, brilliant bit of kit.
Nice bit of kit, definitely.
I want one.
Cool.
I want one. Just afford one.
Yeah, that's it. New company vehicle, it'll be fine. So, but yes, just in other news as well, if I bring it up, over on the forum, obviously you might know I finished off the group builds and moved all your threads and the bits and pieces and everything else like that. So down on there that's going on at the moment, obviously with the latest group builds that are going on, we've got finishers again. So wasn't it Andy's going to do the chart too?
I don't know. Yeah, he kind of mentioned it, didn't he?
Well, anyway, one's done. So Scott's done his. Very, very nice.
Nice job on that. Would be nice.
It is. It's like a train of a tank, isn't it? It's so big.
It's like it's a barge, isn't it?
It is like a barge, isn't it? Yeah, land barge. I know, like the joke was it land ships, wasn't it?
Landship. It is a landship.
It's a landship. It proper is. It lives up to its name. Yeah. So, but yes, so congratulations on that one. Nathan as well, if you haven't noticed it down in here, has been adding the medals. So members, if you are eligible for a medal, Nathan has a thread running on the forum for it. Go over there and add your name to it. So Nathan can add you down and you can get your medal done to it as well. The other one as well, which is finished off as well, is the very nice, this is the Nate. That was it from June 1939.
Yeah.
So, very cool. Well done, guys.
Nice to see some Japanese as well, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Not overly common on our forum, the Japanese aircraft, are they? But yeah, that's different, isn't it? The old Nakajima KI-27, is it? -27?
It is, yeah. Oh, it's the, -27, that's it. So, very nice as well. So, this is for our Interbellum, which is obviously pre-World War II. One's down in there, so we've got 3 finishers down on there, and obviously we have, if we go back one, oh sorry, it does this now on the new system on the forum, it takes us off the page. But yes, so we've got 63 currently building down on there, and as well we've got 1 finisher down in here as well for the 1944 SIG as well. So that one down in here, we've got a very nice finished off from Witcher, and he's done the Hellcat, which is an amazing kit. I can vouch for it. It's a really nice kit. You get some aftermarket bits for that as well now, which is very nice. So he's done that one as well for 44.
Cool.
In the dark blue.
Yeah.
So Congratulations. Very nice indeed. So well done to everybody who's taking part in the group builds and the SIGs and all the various bits and pieces. As I said, on the Friday show, I will be putting up the reveal video as well for the Born in USA SIG that finished last year. But obviously, members, if you want, you can sneakily click down in here now because it's all unlocked and it is there. And you can go in and watch it. But for obviously everybody else, you'll have to wait. All right, so that is down in there as well. Remember, if you... Sorry, go on.
I was about to say, does that get a theme tune then when you run VT on it? You know,
as in
a bit of Bruce.
A bit of Bruce, yeah. To be honest, I used to have something similar to that back in the day, wasn't it? And I got copyright strike for it big time. So, but yes, but down in there. But it should have done, but I can't afford the copyright strikes every time I put this stuff on. So, but anyway, it is down in there. And members, you can go through and see your other builds and all the rest of it. It's all fully unlocked and ready to go down in there. Remember, if you do want to join up to Roy Models, you can do it. 2 easy ways to do it. If it's via Patreon, it's probably the most simple. You'll get instant access to the last sort of 6 months to a year's worth of videos. And then you'll get a link that will be sent to you, which gives you full access to the forum. Remember, it is a manual thing. It does take me a while to get around to doing it, but normally I aim to do it within normally 6 hours. All right. So, but I have to sleep and it is manual. But a more automated way is just to send down here. If you're not in the EU, you can just do it through a different system. You send me your details, I send you a link over and you can set it all up and it gives you instant access to everything straight away. But honestly, just give me a little bit of time and I'll get to you. And because it's a personal thing, I actually let you into the site personally. All right. But again, it's just £4 plus VAT a month. All right. So if you want to join it that way, or you can do it annually as well, which works out, it's like 50 quid a year. All right, and you can do it just like that again. So sorted. Usual thing over on the PM store, as we said before, you get all your bits and pieces down in there over the PMModelsUK.com site. And as I say, we've got all your paints now, we've got your glues, your thinners, and all your various stuff down in there, and your kits as well. So if you want to grab
just
anything
before we
in there,
wrap up, sorry, just before we wrap up, can we go to the books? Because we've got some books, haven't we?
We have.
Before we forget, we've got some new books in. So we've got some Vallejo books in.
Nice.
People. So I've got one here. So he's on full screen, but yeah. So that's that one he's showing. So this is a figure book, and again, very nice reference in there if you want to start painting figures or learning. There's plenty of them out there, but this is actually quite a nice book. We've got equipment in there, how to paint. Obviously, this is all based on Vallejo. So product, but again, you can do a bit of working out. A lot of Germans in there, obviously, because they had probably the coolest uniforms, to be fair.
Yeah. Popular in World War II.
Bits and bobs, painting flesh, usual things. Yeah. Worth it. Not a bad little book, that one. There's that one there, and also, I can't show the ending, but I'll show you what they are. There's another one to that series, which we have in, which is the Diorama one. Now, these come nicely cellophaned up. This one's mine, to be honest, so that's why it's not in cellophane.
I can show you as well, because we've got the pictures that...
There you go. So it'll show you some pictures in there. Yeah, there you go. Andy's done it nicely. So again, if you want to start doing bases as well, if you haven't got the FAQ book, there's some others. Nice one there on US armour.
Again, so we've got that one down in there. And what was the last one? Chipping and rusty bits. And rusting.
Which is actually quite a decent book. And then the last one is the aircraft weathering effects book, which we had in, which is that one. Again, if you like highly weathered things, bad in there and other bits and bobs. Nice little book, not very too expensive. You're not going to break the bank, and there you go. Look, nice little Skyhawk as well. So yeah, we've got them in as well. Obviously, there's a few other books as well which will be on their way in shortly. I'm hoping, and we'll talk about that at a future show, I think.
Definitely. Last up is a special shout out to Special Hobby. Yes. We had a kit recently and it didn't have any decals. Got in contact with them. Instantly got a reply back from a very nice gentleman and sorted out the problem straight away. No qualms, no issues, no nothing. So well done, Special Hobby. We like to give a bit of positive feedback to companies, and that's definitely one. So yes, good on them.
Yeah. Again, we did say we were going to do a show on spares, weren't we? Getting your spares, and if you broke something or missing parts or whatever. So the good, the bad, and the just damn right useless, I think, might be one of the shows.
That's what we're going to be calling it. I think that is going to be the title of that show. So yes.
Yeah. So if you're watching this, said companies out there, manufacturers, up your game, because we'll just call you out if we don't get every crap. So
Yes,
a bit of
we will.
feedback as well, actually, would be good on that, because obviously we don't, we sell a lot of obviously manufacturers, but again, for spares, we don't deal with them because we can get to kind of go to retailers, or like our distributors, should I say. But again, if you've had good experiences or bad experience, or just no response
Reply
whatsoever,
at all. Yeah, that's
just
it.
no
Yeah.
reply whatsoever, then obviously please comment down below and let us know who we need to be looking into, shall we say? Because I think it's one of them parts of the hobby that's very much overlooked, and especially if like we're a retailer, obviously, but modelers as well. You do things, if you roll your chair back on your canopies or lose a part, everybody's done it. Even if you have to pay for it, a small fee just to pay for a support or whatever, I don't think is the end of the world, is it? Because again, nowadays obviously kits aren't cheap, and the way I looked at it is, well, what are you going to do if that part's quite a crucial part, and it's either not come in the kit, or you've broke it, or the dog's chewed it, or whatever reason, yeah. So you just abandon that kit and then have to buy a complete new one. Do you know what I mean? So the spares department, to me, is a very crucial part from manufacturers, to be honest. I think it's got to be up there as a priority bit. I know you get people who take the Michael, shall we say, a little bit, which you have to be careful of. But there's genuine things out there as well in there. So
yes, absolutely. Cool. Very good. Right, okay then, guys, we will leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. As I say, if you have got a rant, please comment down below in the comments, and then we can look at them at another show as well. So again, don't forget, we don't have chat on anymore. We will do on the last show of every month. We have all the live chat on. You can talk to us. But if you want anything, questions, you've got anything for that, use the chat down below. Put it down. Go to members as well. Just answer it in the chat underneath here, and then we can obviously come along and have a look at those and then talk about them in following shows and stuff like that. But again, especially for that type of thing, if you've had some bad feedback, or no feedback, which I think is the worst one from companies for spares and that, let us know, and then obviously we can do a show about it. So yes, definitely. Right, okay then, so if you are going to go off and watch now the Airfix release, and hope you enjoy that one, and hopefully there's a Wessex in it. That's all I'm going to say. Or a Jaguar. Jaguar or Wessex, I'll be happy. If there's not interested. So, that's it.
Not even if there's a Halifax in there.
If it's 48 scale, I'll be amazed. But I can see him.
Well.
So yes, but I don't think I'm going to get out of it that easily. Trumpeter, save me, or Hobby Boss, save me. But no,
not this year,
happen.
Mate. Yeah, we're in it. We're in it.
We're in it.
Both feet.
Literally. Yes.
I was going to say something else then, but it's a family show.
Yes, definitely. Right, okay then, guys, we will leave it right there. Happy modelling. Take care. We'll see you all again soon. Say goodbye, Matt. We're out of here.
Bye.